What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are having an amazing day. Today, I'm going to be looking at Bleacher Report's mock draft. They just dropped, I think, 2 or 3 days ago. I'm not quite sure when they dropped it, but it's their most recent one. I'm curious to know what they got to say, so let's get right into it. This mock draft was actually posted like about 11 days ago, 10 days ago from recording this. So I am a little bit late. That's okay, though. We can still see what they got to say. Top five, number one, Victor to the Rockets makes sense. Two, Scoot to the Spurs makes sense. Now, Charlotte Hornets, they have a Men Thompson. That I understand it. So I'm not the biggest fan, and I don't think that the Hornets should go with the men, but I do understand the reasoning behind it, and it could be fun. So I get it. Before, wow, Jarris Walker, they have a four to the Pistons. I think Jarris Walker is good. Don't get me wrong, but I think four is just little bit too high. But at five, we have Brandon Miller. I'm not going to say too much on Brandon Miller. He's a great basketball player. Just, interesting situation. RIP to that young lady. But yeah, I'm going to leave that at Brandon Miller. Great player. At six, we have Grady Dick. Wow. Grady Dick at six is crazy. Oh my goodness. I don't agree with that one either. In this situation, if they were to take Grady Dick, you might as well take a Cam Whitmore right here, and even a Nick Smith Jr. down here. Like I think that's way too high for Grady Dick. Now at seven, they have the Pelicans taking Cam Whitmore. It makes sense to me. It makes a lot of sense to me. Number eight, Orlando Magic, Nick Smith Jr. I would love that. Nick Smith Jr. The damn recording of this just had a very good game against Alabama. Didn't shoot it great, but he had a good game. He had a very good game. Now, number nine, we got Keontae George to the Raptors. I've been saying that. I agree. 10, Asar Thompson. I think that's pretty low for Asar Thompson, but that's just their opinion. We all got our own opinions. I think that's a little bit low. 11, Taylor Hendricks. I get it. I think Taylor Hendricks is a little bit overvalued and overrated in this draft, but nonetheless, he's a good player and has some crazy potential. Now, 12, Casson Wallace. You guys can look at my first mock draft I made last Monday. I've been saying I think Castle Wallace just feels like a jazz. A jazz? Is that the right word? Right word, but that's just what I've been saying. I think he feels like he fits that team very well. 13, Anthony Black. This is wow. This is one of the last things I want to see. There's just so many guards on that team. Like, where is he gonna fit in? They're having Jalen Williams play the four, so I don't like that one. 14, Jet Howard to the Warriors. That makes a lot of sense to me. Now we're getting 15 to 30. We got Gigi Jackson going to the Jazz. That's not bad. It's not bad. I don't hate the idea. Oh, Lakers taking Bryce from Ohio State. I think that's a little high. I'm not too high on Bryce, but I know a lot of people are. I'm just not the highest. Now, Chris Murray to the Hawks. I think I said, did I say that in my last video? I don't remember where I had Chris Murray, but I think Chris Murray is one of the more underrated players. So 17, maybe a little bit high, but not too bad. Jalen Hood-Schifino to the Rockets. I think that's really low. Jalen Hood-Schifino has been balling. This game, it's a commercial right now, but the game that I had on behind me, he was hooping against Purdue today. I think his potential is nuts. Now, Jordan Hawkins to the Knicks at 19. I think that's a little bit high for Jordan Hawkins. He's a good shooter, but he's just really streaky. So I think that's a tough one. Dariq Whitehead to the Trailblazers. Not terrible. I think I would rather give them a Maxwell Lewis type, but Dariq Whitehead, it's not bad. Brooklyn Nets taking Maxwell Lewis. I am so high on Maxwell Lewis. I think Maxwell Lewis is the real deal. I think maybe not the real deal, because that probably sounds like I think he's like a top 5 pick, but I think he is a lottery pick. I think he should be in the lottery. He has some great potential, and I think he's one of the better players in this year's draft. Miami Heat. I think, I can never say his name. I hope it's Ryan Rupert from New Zealand. He is a defensive beast. As you see here, 6'6" with 7'3" wingspan. He is a great defensive player. I'm a big fan of him. Now, 23, Sacramento Kings, we got Ricky Council from Arkansas. He's a bucket. He's a little bit older. I understand that. But nonetheless, he is a bucket. Now, 24, Terquavion Smith from North Carolina. I said this in my first video, or actually, did I say this? I don't remember. But I'm not the biggest fan of his game. I think he's a pro, but I think his game's gonna be hard to translate to the NBA. So I'm not completely sold yet. 25, Colby Jones. I think that's a solid pick for the Grizzlies. He feels like, to be honest, he feels like Grizzly type player. Now at 26, I've heard this name. I haven't watched enough film on him to give you an honest opinion, so I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. I'm not totally sure. 27, Kyle Filipowski. I think that's too low. I think he's a lottery pick. I don't understand why people have him so low. But I've seen a lot of mock drafts having him around this area. I think if you could get him in the late first, that is a steal. Now, 28, Charlotte Hornets, Noah Clowney, solid pick. I don't think he's great, but I think he's good. So I think that's solid. Clippers, Marcus Sasser, that's a good pick. I like that pick. Now 30, Khalil Ware. I think that's an all right pick. I think that obviously it has to be just off potential because he's not playing a lot of minutes, but obviously you can see the potential. I think that's an all right pick. I think I'd rather take him in the second round. Now 31, Jalen Wilson. I had him as my top 3 most underrated players. I think he's a first round talent. I think I said this in the mock draft. There's people that are going to be in this lottery that don't pan out. There might be a handful of people that don't pan out. I think Jalen Wilson could be a top 5 overall talent that comes. Did I say top 5? I meant top 15 overall talent that comes out of this draft. Now we look at 32, Tristan Vukcevic. I'm not gonna lie to you about him either. I haven't watched enough film to know much about him, but based off that name, feels like a San Antonio Spurs type player. Now we look at 33, Leonard Miller. He has all the potential in the world. 6'10". He just has to get everything to come together, in my opinion. 34, Trace Jackson Davis. I think this is a little bit too high. He's one of those players that you're gonna have to give touches. Who wants to give, a big man touches in this day and age? Like, it's just not something that teams want to do. Now 35, Orlando Magic, James Najee. I watched a little bit of him, haven't watched enough though. From what I've seen, he hasn't looked amazing, but I see the potential. I do. 36, Derek Lively. He's been solid at Duke. I was hoping to see more this year. We haven't. 37, Lakers, Jamie Jack. I can never say his name. I've heard Amy, I've heard Jamie, I've heard all of the above. From UCLA, he's solid. He's not bad, but I don't know. I don't think he's an NBA player. I think he's a pro. I think he will get a lot of money being a pro. Now, Nikola Durasic, I've seen a little bit of him, not enough to actually give a valid opinion. But I have seen a good amount. Now, Keontae Johnson, he is a big boy. You can see here, 6'6", 230. He is, and you can see he can shoot the ball. He's just one of those players, like I say this about a lot of players, and I'm hoping to get this podcast out with my guy Rev, because I know we're going to talk about this. There's a difference between pros and NBA players. Like, Keontae Johnson, I think, is a pro, but not an NBA player. That's just my opinion. Brandon from Santa Clara, I've seen a good amount of his game. I think he's solid. Santa Clara is one of my favorite schools. They produce Jalen Williams is one of my favorite players. But from Brandon, I think he could be solid. Jordan Walsh from Boston, I'm a big fan. I really like Jordan Walsh. If you get him in the second round, I think that's a great value for him. 42, Deron Holmes, big body you go to the Hornets. That's solid. I like Deron Holmes, but he's one of those players I think is pro, but not, I think it's not NBA talent. Julian Strother from Denver Nuggets, Gonzaga. I love my Gonzaga wings. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that would be a great fit for him. Actually, Denver Nuggets. I like that pick a lot. This dude, I don't know how to say his name, but I've watched. Not. I'm not gonna say I watched a lot of Arizona, but I have seen a good amount, and I see the upside. I'm mixed about him. I need to watch more to get like my final opinion. So that's still gonna take a little bit more time. Judah Mitch to the Grizzlies. He feels like Grizzlies type of player. I really like that pick. 46 Amani Bates. I made a whole video about Amani Bates. You can go see that. Um, Atlanta Hawks Coleman Hawkins. He feels like a Hawks type of player. I can't even lie to you. I like that pick. 48 Terrence Shannon from Illinois. He's good. It's just, man, you guys are getting tired of me saying this, but it's the truth. He is a pro, not an NBA pro. It's the truth though. So it's like, listen, no knock to them. Being a pro is something that not many people could ever do in their lifetime. So being a pro is a very good thing. That's not a knock. Now 49 Reese Beckman. I think Beckman. I don't know how to say his name, but I haven't watched a ton of Virginia this year. But I know he's solid. I've seen some highlights and stuff from him. He's a solid player. I need to watch more film on him. 50 City Cisco. I've seen some solid play from him. He's not bad actually. I think if you get him 50, that's great value. Julian Phillips, if you didn't know, I'm a Tennessee fan. I like Julian Phillips. He's just super raw. So he has a lot to work on, but I do like Julian Phillips. 52 Dylan Mitchell. Now, this is probably the lowest I've seen Dylan Mitchell. I know coming into this year, he was projected around 15 to 20, and now going all the way this low in the second round. That's crazy. Now, Sacramento Kings, Baylor, I don't remember how to say his name, but he's good. I actually do like his game a lot. He would fit the Kings. I like that pick a lot, actually. 54, Brooklyn Nets, Andre Jackson from UConn. He's solid. I don't know. He actually, I think he could have a role in the NBA. I don't hate that. Memphis Grizzlies, Jalen Clark. If you guys don't know, that's my boy. Love Jalen Clark. If he can shoot the ball better, he's going to last in the NBA. Now, 56, Malcolm Cazalone. Not totally sure who that is. He looks older, though. Dang, what, 2001? So he's like 22? He's, okay, I'll have to look into it, but he's definitely older. 57, 58, forfeited. 59, Adam Flagler. I'm a big fan. Big fan of Adam Flagler. I hope he can last in the NBA, but he's super small. Now, Charlotte Hornets, final pick, Zach Edey. As you can see the game on right now, they're losing, but Zach Edey, he's one of those players. I think he's the exact definition of he's not. I don't think he could be an NBA player, but he is going to make a lot of money overseas. Now, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. I know there's going to be some disagreements, but I'm here all for it. I hope you guys enjoy. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'm going to catch you guys next time. Peace.